Today we're going to learn how to use the Progressive Disciplinary System Google Sheet template. With this single tool, you're going to be able to virtually eliminate all successful unemployment insurance claims. This is a game changer for small businesses. What you have here in front of you is 5 tabs: an oral reprimand, a written reprimand, number 1, a written reprimand, number 2, your standards of conduct, which you're welcome to use mine as they are, add to them, change them, but as they are, they work fantastic. We've been using these for almost 25 years and have had 0 successful unemployment insurance claims. And then the settings tab. The first thing you're going to want to do is make a copy of this template. You want it to save it to your Google Drive. And I would just call it the same thing, Progressive Disciplinary System Template. You can give it today's date if you want to. I use the date format of year, month, day. That way, when things are sorted, they will sort correctly in date order. I'm not going to save mine again because I already have a copy of it in my Google Drive, but you will not be able to edit it until you save a copy. Now that's the first copy. That's the clean copy, the copy that will go unedited. Then you're going to want to save a copy for your business. So now you would want to make a copy, and then what I recommend is to stick your company name in here, right here after the word system and before the word template. And I have this fictitious company called Acme Corporation, which we're going to use today as the example. So we're going to save now. Now you'll have 2 copies of this document. One is the clean version with no changes whatsoever. And then we're going to have a copy, another template that will be set up specifically for your business. In this box here, you get to put your logo, and there's instructions here. It says go to the insert menu, click on image, then insert image in cell. This is kind of important to make sure you're inserting it in the cell. And then I'm just going to drag and drop my company's logo, my fictitious company's logo, into here, so Acme Corporation. Then you're going to type the legal name of the company here, and that will show up on all the other forms. You see, if we go here to the oral reprimand, the written reprimand, the logo gets populated, and then the company name gets populated as well. Now if we go back to settings, there's a list of supervisors. So now what you want to do is starting, it doesn't matter which order you put them in, it's just going to be part of a pull down list. You can put up to 100. I have just 19 boxes here, but most businesses don't have that many most small businesses don't have that many supervisors. So you're just going to put in your supervisors here. One after another in this list, and that will allow you to have them. And now that's getting saved because Google Sheets is constantly saving. That's getting saved to your template. And once you have all of this done and you're ready to use the sheet as it is, we're going to save it, each one for each employee for each separate violation of policy. Also, these are potential disciplinary actions. I have listed the common 7 here. You are welcome to shorten this list if you do not use any or all of them. We use the verbal, the written, and the termination only in our business. We have in the past used others, but we have found in our small business it just did not make sense for us to do any of these. You may want to do a performance improvement plan For some employees, we have done this as well, and that has had some level of success, but that's up to you, and you can just lengthen or shorten this list, renumber it, whatever you want to do, make it your own, set it up though in this template, and then make sure you keep a copy of this template that is unadulterated. Now, the first time an employee commits an offense of one of the standards of conduct, you're going to fill out a Google Sheet for them. You'll see here, the instructions are right here. Make sure your settings are set up. All right, we've done that. Now, we're going to enter an employee name and the date of the reprimand so that the system will tell us what we should call the file now when we save it. So we have an employee, her name is Jane Doe, and a few days ago we reprimanded her for not cleaning toilets. All right, so we're going to put in a date, and now you'll notice down here it has given the recommended name for this entire sheet, all 5 tabs. And it tells you here how to save it. We're going to, actually this is, we don't have to, we're just going to go up here to File, make a copy, and actually I need to copy this first. Copy this first, so now that I have the file name in memory, now I'm going to go over here and make a copy. I'm going to paste that into here and make a copy. So now I'll have 3 Google Sheets open. The original Progressive Disciplinary System template, which is completely unadulterated. Then the one for your company, which has your company information in it and all its settings. And now we've started the first one for a fictitious employee named Jane Doe, who was reprimanded on 7/14 for insubordination. She wouldn't clean the toilet. So if we go down the list here, they're in alphabetical order. We're going to select insubordination, and you'll see that the actual standard of conduct populates here. In order, one of the requirements for a successful defense against an unemployment insurance claim is that you must reiterate to the employee that they have violated a standard of conduct and which standard of conduct they violated. Now, the first offense happened to be on the same day that we reprimanded the employee, but these dates do not have to coincide. It could have been the day before, but always initiate the reprimand as soon as possible, as close as possible to the date of offense. So on the day is the best. And in case of an oral reprimand, you could have done it by an email, you could have done it by a phone call if you weren't able to talk to the employee, but it's best to get it. So let's say this is the day before. The offense was the day before. And I have the example here so that you know the language that you need to use. And in this case, it shows the example is employee was unwilling or unable to clean toilets as instructed on these 3 dates, right? So I'm just going to put down here employee was unwilling or unable. Those are 2 very important words. The Unemployment Insurance Office wants to see those 2 in the description of the offense, showing that it was the fault of the employee, not any other reason than the fault of the employee. And we gave them a legal task to do. We weren't asking them to break the law, and they're obligated to complete the task, or you can write them up for insubordination in this case. So unable or unwilling to clean toilets as instructed on, and we'll just say that this was on the 10th and on, I'm sorry, we want the 13th and on the 14th. All right, now what is the disciplinary action? For most offenses, it's just an oral reprimand and the employee goes on as normal. Some offenses are terminable immediately. Let's say the employee stole money or stole something from a customer, whatever it is, you may choose to go right to termination for that kind of offense as long as that's what your standards outline, that it is immediately terminable. But in any case, you can terminate an employee on any of these offenses on the first one, as long as you do that for all employees equally. You can't just do it for one employee and not for another. You must treat all the employees the same. In this case, though, it's just a verbal warning. And then another requirement of the Unemployment Insurance Office in order for you to defend is that you must have told the employee that a repeat violation of this policy may result in termination. And then you just grab the supervisor's name. This one does not have to be signed because it is an oral reprimand. I do recommend, however, saving a PDF version of this since you are working with a piece of software that can be modified and PDFs are not so easily modified. So the way you do that is you highlight the area in this big bold box, you select it. This is Google Sheets, so if you're familiar with Google Sheets, you can select this print icon or you can go up to File and select the print option or press Control P. Up here in the print settings, we're going to do the selected cells. So now you can see that it's going to select those cells. I like to use 3/4 inch top and bottom margin and 1/2 inch left and right margins. I like to select fit to page. That way everything will be on the page. Click next, and then I guess we forgot one thing. Down here it showed you the name that it recommends that you save it under. So we're going to copy this into the computer's memory. And now we're going to do that all over again. Whoops, cancel. It thinks I'm trying to change a field, and you can just click cancel if that's the case. All right, so select A1 through F38, print, selected cells, fit to page, portrait, click next. Microsoft Print to PDF or any other PDF. And then wherever it is that you want to save these, we're going to create, just paste that into the file name box, click save. Just click cancel here so you're not editing something that, because it thinks you're trying to edit this field. All right, so now that's the written reprimand. Now let's say a few days later, the same employee is insubordinate. Again, if it's insubordination, you must use the same conduct violated. So insubordination can be several things, but let's just stick with the same theme here. They're not cleaning the toilets. So now it's about a week later. We're reprimanding the employee again. It's for insubordination. It doesn't let you change it here because it has to be the same conduct violated, right? So now, what is the first day of the offense? This is a new offense of insubordination, and it was just yesterday. And then we're going to say employee was, and again, the language is right there in the little help window, so you know exactly how to say it. To clean toilets as instructed on 7/23/17. 7/2023. We immediately took care of it this time. We're not waiting for a second offense under the same thing. Disciplinary action, in this case, we're going to give them a written warning only. And again, repeat violation of this policy may result in termination. It could be a different supervisor, doesn't have to be the same supervisor. And now we see that this file name that we want to save it under is changed. Now it's called written reprimand number 1 for Jane Doe. So we're going to copy that into the computer's memory. And then we're going to select top to bottom of this box so we can print it to a PDF. Now we're printing it to a PDF because we want to save a copy of it. But we're also going to print it out, and the manager supervisor is going to actually sign it physically and hand it to the employee, one copy, and then one physical copy gets saved in the employee's record. And you can scan it and store it electronically if you want to, but I like to have a wet signature on the document from a supervisor so that when we do, if we ever have to contest this, we actually have a supervisor's signature on the written reprimand that it was actually delivered. So it's just that much extra level of trust that the, if it gets to the point where it has to be taken at different levels of the unemployment insurance process, then if you have all this stuff in a, sort of like having your ducks in a row, you're more likely to be successful in contesting an unemployment insurance claim. And now it's happened again. Jane Doe again is insubordinate. She's not cleaning the toilets. It's again, another week or so later. This time, on the last day of the month, we're going to say employee was unwilling or unable to clean toilets as instructed on 7/31/2023. And this time we're terminating the employee. So the disciplinary action is number 7, termination. It could be, again, any manager, doesn't have to be the same one. And now we have to fix that. That should be reprimand number 2. And now we have a reprimand number 2 for Jane Doe. We're going to copy that into memory. Print. We want selected worksheets. Right, we need to select from A1 to F37. Selected cells, fit to page, next, to PDF. Save it, and then also print copies for the employee and the employee's record, and the employee is terminated. And that's what all you need to do. So you'll do a separate one of these for each and every employee and for each and every unique offense. All right. This is going to save you so much money in unemployment insurance. You're going to have the lowest possible unemployment insurance rate if you follow this progressive disciplinary system for every employee and you follow it the same for every employee.